Hello guys, many people asking me how to install Algo VPN. What is Algo VPN, how to install it on cloud and such. So first of all, what is VPN? VPN is a way to encrypt a tunnel between your device to a remote server. So that in order to prevent man-in-the-middle attacks and such, it's a very secure way to connect to the internet. Now I will use for this purpose UpCloud because they have, for my opinion, amazing servers, very fast. The quality of the chat when you need some support is amazing, and I really like it. But you can choose if you like it or not. For 3 days, they have a trial, and if you will choose after to stay with them, you can use the coupon there's a link in the description, and you can have another $25 to keep exploring the facility furthermore. The second thing is NextDNS. They define themselves as the new firewall for the modern internet. So I will install that within the Algo VPN. This service can help you to protect from a lot of things. They did an amazing job here, for my opinion. First and most is to block ads, because none of us like ads. But you can on the way to protect your kids, and a lot of new features. And I was really impressed by the two founders of the company. It's really new. Their pricing is they have 300,000 queries a month for free, which took me like 10 days to finish. And then I had to decide if to go back to Cloudflare DNS or other option, or to continue and pay $2 a month and stay with them, which I choose. But you can choose if you want to do that or not. Okay, so for those of you that have a Windows machine, I will use a lot the terminal on Mac. First of all, to log in into a AWS virtual machine that you will create right in a few seconds. And from that machine, I will log in into an UpCloud virtual machine. And there we will install Algo VPN. Okay, so we'll do everything from the terminal of Mac. If you're using Windows, you can use that with PuTTY or other way to connect to SSH into a machine. But after figuring that out, you can continue with this tutorial like the Mac users. Okay, so the first thing is to create an AWS machine. Go to AWS Instances, EC2, Launch Instance. Let's choose Ubuntu. The free tier option T2 Micro is great for our purpose. Let's choose the default. Now we can choose, let's create a new security group with this name, which open to SSH, review, launch. Now let's create a new key pair. Let's call it Algo November 11 key pair, so we can remember that. Download the key pair, and it is right here. And let's launch the instance. Okay, so the instance will be ready in a few seconds. Meanwhile, we will change the mode of the pen file. Okay, so here in the desktop, I'm in the terminal, we can see the Algo, the pen file that we just downloaded, and we need to change mode. So let's change mode 400. Okay, and we did that. Now here, we just created the EC2 instance, and here we have the connect. We need to press the connect, and in this SSH client we have three things. The first thing I just did to change the mode of the file, the pen file. The second thing is how to connect via SSH. It's that. So let's copy that. Now we are in the folder where the pen file is, right in the desktop. So within this folder, we can connect into SSH into the instance. The first thing is to update. Let's update the instance. And the second thing will be a dist upgrade. Sudo apt dist upgrade. Okay, while it's working, I will go to the UpCloud, to my account, and create a new server. Now here we can choose between Finland, their headquarters, they have two options here, the US, many places in Europe. I'll choose Germany. Choose the basic plan, $5 a month. Choose Ubuntu. And that's all deploy. And in a few seconds that VM will be ready as well. Okay, we have IP here. Let's start. Copy the IP of the VM in UpCloud. And now we are in the AWS VM. Within this VM, we will log into the UpCloud VM with SSH root with the IP. Now the VM is ready. We got a notification. The password is the password that we just received. Copy, paste, and we are in the UpCloud VM. The same thing here is to get the update and followed by the upgrade, like we did for the AWS VM. Sudo apt dist upgrade. Okay, the UpCloud VM finished, so we log out, finish updating, log out of it, and we are in the AWS VM. Now here in the web UI of the UpCloud, we will restart the VM. After the upgrade that we did, restart. That will take a few seconds. Okay, meanwhile, in the AWS VM, we will create key, SSH key. We'll take the default. Now we'll copy that SSH key into the UpCloud VM. So we will be able to log in without a password. And that is necessary for the Algo process. We need the password of the VM, which is that. Copy that, and we are in. Now, from the AWS VM, if you want to log in, SSH root VM. And there is immediate login like the Algo process need. Okay, so we log out of here. Now, inside the AWS VM, we'll start the Algo process. So in the Algo page in GitHub, there is explanation of and copy-pasted code that needed to run. So the first thing is to install the first dependency. We're using Ubuntu, so we will choose this line. And the second thing will be to clone the Algo repository. Get inside the folder and run this code, which install the dependencies. So now we can run the Algo installer and start the process with the Ansible script. Okay, here we choose 12 because we have not one of these options. Yes, yes, enter, no, yes, no. We need the IP of the machine. The user is root. Another time the IP. And that will take a few minutes. I will pause the video here and continue later. Fully installed. So now we log in into the UpCloud VM. And we need to be in the root. Now we are in this folder. Let's type cd. And now we are in the root. We need the etc folder. And we need the DNS script folder. Within this folder we have the toml file that we will edit with nano. Now here we have two definitions that we need to change. We go into the next DNS. Now here you can see that in the security there are many definitions that you can turn on and off. In the privacy you can add any kind of many kind of block lists. That's very familiar for those that using that. You can whitelist, blacklist. You can use logs if you want for your own usage, not for their usage. You can turn this on and then you see the logs. But NextDNS they delete after they're fulfilling your requirements, meaning your query. They will delete that. So they're not logging anything. The log are only on the user side to see how much megabytes you saved by using the service and such. Now in the setup, you can see that this is orange because I'm not using NextDNS, but there are routers definition of what to install, and we go to DNS script. Here we'll copy this user definition. We'll go to nano, and here instead of the Cloudflare we will paste definition. The second thing is at the end of the file. First of all, we need to uncomment these two lines. And then copy the user generated code there. First thing, and this is the second thing. Control X, Y, save. Okay, we're logging out from the UpCloud VM. And here, now we need to restart that VM so that definitions of NextDNS will work. Okay, so the second thing is now we have here in the AWS VM, we have a config folder that we need in our computer. So the first thing that we'll do is to make a zip out of this folder, and the second thing is to copy that into our local machine. Okay, so the first thing will be to install zip. And then to create a zip from the config folder, which will be called configs.zip. And here is the new created zip file. Now we need to bring that zip file into our local machine. So we're going to the AWS and we copy this line, how to SSH, into that VM. Let's open Sublime and let's copy that. Now we have this command that I used in other machine. Let's compare. Okay, so this is the line that we just copied from the AWS. Instead of SSH, we need SCP. At the end, we need the root to the zip file that we created. Copy that to the end of the file. This is, if you will see here, this is the path. This is the path, and this is the file. So the complete path is this. The second argument is where we want to save that in the desktop in our local machine. Okay, so now we have the full command. So we copy that. Now here we will log out of AWS VM, and we are in our local computer. And we have here the PEM file, because we will use that PEM file for the transfer. So let's paste this line. And we have the zip file here, config file. Let's unzip it, delete this one. And here in the config, all the configuration files. Okay, so now we can go back into the AWS instances. This machine finished its work, so we can terminate instance. Now, in our own computer, we'll open that config folder, and we see the IP of the folder with the name of the IP. And in WireGuard, you can choose between this and WireGuard. Let's choose WireGuard. And here we have 3 config: desktop, laptop, and phone. You can create more if you want in advance, as they explain here. You can create more profile if you need more, if you have more than 3 devices. Okay, so I will use this one for this laptop. I can use the other one for the iPhone, and another one for desktop or iPad. Okay, so we need the WireGuard client. Download that from the OS store. Now I'm using one profile. I will deactivate that. I will create another tunnel from file, and here it's on the desktop, the config, WireGuard. Let's choose the laptop, import. After importing this, choose the edit, type the password, and here for connect on demand we'll choose both of them. And now we are connected to the UpCloud Algo VM. Okay, so this config folder has more configuration file. You can transfer that via AirPlay or any kind of cloud provider to your phone, to your iPad, to your desktop, and then use the WireGuard up there for this configuration. That's all. We have Algo VPN running. I would love to hear about any comment that you have about, let's say, NextDNS. It's better to configure in that way instead of that way. Instead of UpCloud, we can use that cloud service. Any kind of comment that can benefit and help us all to advance. And just for checking, we can check that here in NextDNS. After completing that, you see this is became green. We're all good. We don't see any kind of, we will not see many commercial. The website will come up very fast. Any kind of article that anything, much faster because we don't have, it's kind of ad blocker in the DNS level. Not only that, it has many security features. So instead of that, maybe Cloudflare solution is better. I don't know. Any comment I will have to hear, and if you will use the coupon in the description, you will have $25 coupon in UpCloud for further usage. And thank you all. Goodbye.